Welcome back to News Inside on Landslide News. Okafor and Philip still on the table. Both of them are wearing navy blue. I don't know where it inspired
from. What are you wearing? I'm a blue.
It appears everybody is wearing navy blue.
Is that a blue, right? Okay, all right. Okay, first of all, let's take it from this angle. Governor Doe Diri is purported to be moving to the APC, and these are some of the political happenings that we have. Now, the reason for his movement is stemming from the fact that it's been rumored that Jonathan is coming back to the PDP and is going to contest for the next election. So to wither down his influence, especially from his own state, they've been cutting Governor Diri to come to the APC. Okafor, how come Jonathan suddenly became a fear factor to everybody?
If we go on that lane, you are going to find yourself being an advocate of Jonathan's presidency come 2027.
Okay.
Or in 2026 if INEC goes through with this their reform. You know, Nigerians have not forgotten how they thought APC was a messiah change. They wanted to change for better. They didn't want to change to lies, rhetorics, and shifting away from your campaign promises and all that. But that was what eventually Nigeria got. And everybody that was an adult when Jonathan was president and still alive today would want Jonathan to come back in some form. No matter how much you hate Jonathan, no matter how much you thought he was weak or whatever you use. Because have we moved forward? The answer is no. Check everything. Our population is growing by the day. Infrastructural development is also supposed to be catering. Go to every hospitals today, filled up. Anything that the common people have to use together is overstretched
or doesn't exist
or does not exist at all. Go to our universities, overstretched. Jonathan had just within a short while, 6 federal universities. So go to everything, our roads, internal roads connecting our states. Horrible. These are federal roads. Horrible. And you leave that as a priority for your people to move and do business, then you'll be going to non-existent coastal highway, which nobody is angry or against. But those are projects that transcend even your tenure. There could be project that has a 10-year milestone, and you'll be taking it gradually. From annual budget, you'll be getting into that because it's an expansionary project. Just like what of electricity, the infrastructures. I mean, look at our elections are now become issue of 3 judges sitting down to decide who becomes. Just get the certificate somehow, returning
for a vote that more than
during Jonathan elections were counting. Let me tell you, the power of choice is God-given. Jonathan allowed that power of choice. When you vote, you elect your leader. But now, the power of choice given to us by God is being taken by those who said Jonathan was not good, who campaigned against Jonathan, who canvassed people, galvanized people against Jonathan. So Jonathan now being called upon, especially from the northern region, to come and contest is making everybody to run helter-skelter and do whatever they need to do. But the question is this: do you think the home PDP will still be the home? It's a big question.
Let's look at PDP as it is, Philip. Not just only are we looking at PDP, we're also looking at ADC. Then maybe on the further down the line, we look at APC. Now,
why ADC? I'm always worried why ADC.
Well, because we cannot see with the
ADC. There's nothing in ADC.
But there's no way we can pretend that they are not there.
They are not there. They are not there. ADC is not there.
No, that's to your.
Let's not deceive Nigerians. Let's not deceive Nigerians.
No.
The only reason why ADC was there because P2B.
Yeah.
P2B went there.
Yeah, simple.
Now, what is in ADC?
P2B also has.
Where is their national office?
They say some people has what they call nuisance value. Do you understand? So if we look,
let's not deceive Nigerians.
No, if we look,
ADC is not there.
No, we as a political ground, yes, we know ADC is there.
Yes. It's not there.
There is a expired legs there.
No, you were going to say something.
Okay, so let me not mind Okafor before he distracted
Yes.
me. There's ADC there.
Yes.
ADC is quiver down their spine.
Yes.
There is PDP.
Yes.
PDP say, come home. This is home. But the PDP doesn't look to be standing. But one of the major people that are afraid is the APC. Jonathan has sent quivers down their spine, and they are all they don't know where to belong again because of Jonathan. How come he gained that reliance?
Yes, I'm going to dwell on PDP and APC. The reason is this. Jonathan became president under the platform of PDP. And he did govern this country for 6 years. And he lost election under the platform of PDP. The PDP in recent time has beckoned on him to come back home as a illustrious and to fly their flag. In fact, one of the founding fathers of PDP, the person of Professor Jerry Garnett, said emphatically that Jonathan will be contesting the 2027 presidential election under the platform of PDP. The question now is, this PDP, because Jonathan has asserted that he was betrayed in the 2015 election, and who betrayed Jonathan? It is the PDP. Those people who betrayed Jonathan in PDP, where are they? So this is the problem Jonathan is having, the dilemma is facing. If I heed this call to come to contest, won't these same people betrayed me? He also said, yes, they betrayed me, I've forgiven them. Is it that Jonathan and the people have sat down and they have apologized and assured him that, yes, we are going to, do a kind of, what do you call it? There's this word Catley used to use. It's not in my head now. That what they say we committed, we are going to kind of, retribution. We are going to ensure that you win the election. Is that why, the call is so vehement? Now, will Jonathan be convinced and still trust these same men and women in PDP to say, I will put myself out there, having experienced what he experienced in 2015? So these are the issues that are weighing down Jonathan's mind, that up till now I have not made a categorical statement that I am contesting or I am not. Now, coming to the APC. The APC were the people who use rhetoric and lies to deceive Nigeria and the international world, not only Nigeria, international community, to picture Jonathan as a clueless person, incompetent, and so on, and then they push him out. But 10 years down the lane, they've been in the saddle. Their track record or their report sheet cannot stand that of Jonathan of just 6 years. So, of all the people being mentioned for the 2027 election, it's only Jonathan that has report card and the APC. And if you put these two report cards side by side, the APC know that Nigeria will choose a better report card. This is why you see the APC running head-to-head, and then you see the fears all over there. And that's why they have run to Bayelsa, intimidated Diri, coercing him. If for crying out loud, Diri is a second time government, it's not coming back for second tenure. He has nothing to be afraid of.
It's coming back for second tenure.
No, this is his last tenure in office. So you can wonder, you'll be wonder why is it? What is his fears that is decamping? What does he want to? What is it that he's going to benefit from the APC? Because he can't run for the governor of Bayelsa again. What is that he's looking for? So it tells you how desperate the APC is to paint the picture that Jonathan does not have a base even in his own state. All these are calculated attempts to dissuade Jonathan from putting himself out there for the race. And also add to Jonathan dilemma. What will people say if my own governor
has moved to the APC?
So
now let me stop you there. We'll come back to you. As much as we talk about the ADC not being a factor,
Who are we? It's you that is talking about it.
I'm talking about the society. Do you understand? I'm this is generally. As much as you try to wither them down.
No, we're not whittling that down.
Hold on. I agree that the ADC have not been able to be put together structurally. But we can also ignore the fact that there are people in that coalition which doesn't look like a coalition anymore. It now looks as if it's a merger. So we don't know whether it's a merger or a coalition. Now, hold on. I'm coming to you. they too have become also disorganized as a result of Jonathan coming on.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
A coalition that agreed to use ADC as a party.
Yes.
You have to have other parties sending their member to that coalition meeting.
Yes.
That is not happening. ADC has given deadlines to people to register with them
and resign from their party.
Misunderstanding the idea of picking. ADC was misunderstanding the idea of picking just about any other party. It could be any other party. It could be any other party. So ADC does not have that traction anymore. Now it got to a point where the whole thing is appearing like it's going to galvanize to Atiku. Atiku says he will support a younger candidate if he loses to him. If you lose to a younger candidate, what would you have done? You start fighting.
Will you don't lose?
What would you? No, but I'm just
no, because it's the father of a primary.
So you understand that P2P, let me tell you, Tanko made it clear. P2P is not going to get into a fight where you're going to start giving dollar to delegate in order to win a primary, because it defeats the idea that obedience stands for. That's for that. But putting that aside, Jonathan coming into the fold, Jonathan is not going to look at ADC. If Jonathan takes the headship of the opposition, all other opposition will galvanize under Jonathan. That I can tell you. Whichever party Jonathan chooses to go with, whether PDP or even any other party not known today.
But the obedient
because because Atiku has taken hostage of ADC as it is. Who are the faces of ADC? Rauf Alegbeshola, David Mike. These people have been there. These are not the kind of faces Nigerians are yearning for.
Do you think
if Nigerians are not getting a fresh beat, they would rather queue up with the Jonathan they know?
Do you think that Jonathan coming in has disorganized them?
Jonathan coming in has disorganized in the entire politics.
But that's what I'm saying. Jonathan coming in,
but the failure of ADC didn't start from Jonathan's coming in.
But he compounded it.
He compounded it.
Simple. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. Now, is he not just only the ADC or the APC or even the PDP itself, other political juggernauts? Because as we speak right now, there are those that are hanging in the air. For example, let's look at Omo Agege. Where is he? He's hanging in the air. So he was not there yesterday. I don't know if you saw him. He wasn't there. I mean, now he's coming. He's going to also now form another alliance, and maybe that's where we're going to see the real coalition. Do you think that's what it's going to be?
You know, on this platform, I think it was the three of us who have said it before, and I'm saying it again, that the coalition is a project in progress. That there's no coalition yet. The ADC per se is the the foundation of the coalition. The coalition could be any political party. As we can see today, the coalition can even be in PDP. It can be in SDP. It can be in NRM. It can be in any of these political party. But certainly, it's not going to be ADC anymore because that is the one they use as the test run of the coalition. Now they have seen that it's not going to work out. Like the question you put before me, the answer to it is the affirmative. We will see a proper coalition from at the end of this year, going forward politically. When Jonathan had made pronouncement and other, like you said, other political, stalwart had made re-pronouncement, that is when you will see the real coalition. What you are seeing is the periphery of the coalition. Coalition has not taken place, and it is only then and then they will name a political party they will run with. Like he said, two people are very important to the 2027 election and also relevant to the coalition. We determine how the coalition will form. The two persons are Peter Obi and Goodluck Jonathan. Whenever these people make pronouncement and they settle on any political party, that is when you will see the real coalition. What we are seeing now is not coalition, it's just the testing of the
all right, Okafor, we can see that some of the big wigs of the APC are gathering in Enugu State now to welcome officially the governor of the state to the APC. Now, are they doing most of these things under fear
of Jonathan? Yeah, you see, it's becoming increasingly difficult to remove anything APC is doing today to divorce it from 2027, whether for Jonathan or not Jonathan. Just like you said earlier, Jonathan's coming into the fold has compounded the entire fear. The fear they have is actually the fear of their own failure. The greatest fear APC has is the fear of their own failure. And when you are not also telling yourself the truth, the little chance you have to correct the failure, you could end up squandering it. Rather than say, okay, this is where we have done well, this is where we have done very badly. We want to use this period that is left in this tenure to attend to these things. Nigerians, bear with us. You are telling Nigerians that you have achieved what has never been achieved before. Are you dreaming? I mean, are you okay? Is there anything wrong with you? So, how could you be telling that to the people? You can't be telling that to the people who were buying fuel for 152, 165 naira, now buying at 940 naira, and a lot of people lost their job. No increment in income, not necessarily salary. Their capacity to produce has not increased. The economy, the insecurity has increased. They can't travel safely. They can't go to farms. They can't augment their work. Before, civil servants used to have some farm. They go by weekend and all that. They can't even go to farm. So, who are you telling that what you have achieved has become too good? Are you talking to yourself or Nigerians? So, when you are now living a lie, you are going to fear anybody that you know clearly Nigeria knows.
Philip, the economy has remained the bane of so many things. Not just the economy, insecurity as well. This particular government looks away. Now, Jonathan came on board and told us that this thing they campaigned with, they named the head of the delegation at the time to be Buhari. Of course, we know he didn't take that thing. And he also came and told us that Buhari did the best he could do to make sure he nips Boko Haram on the board. He did his best. But why are they not addressing this issue? Most of the time, people think that we're just criticizing the APC. But we are Nigerians. We live here. Everything affects us. And we see it black and white. Why are they making it about Jonathan and not about insecurity and the economy?
Good question. Just last night, I saw in one of the news on the internet that the Yoruba local government in Kogi State has been taken over by bandits. And this is Kogi State is an APC state. And they have told us the issue of insecurity is over. We have also heard how the chairman of local government in Katsina State has entered into treaty with bandits to enable their farmer go to farm.
12 local governments.
Yeah, so the issue is that, like he rightly pointed out, this government is living a deceit, self-deceit. They don't own up to themselves. So when a man is living a self-deceit, he doesn't live in reality. So he does not see what is happening around him. Even though he refuses to see what is happening around, that's the government we have today. So how can you talk about boosting the economy when the whole environment is insecure? One, foreign investors will not come to invest. Two, locally, the local producer cannot produce because they cannot, especially our farmers, they cannot go to their farm and farm. Even those who are in the have factory, we've heard of story how factory has been attacked and everything removed, people were killed and all of that. You understand? So the government should, like he has always advocated that there's a time for this government to right the wrong. I think they should, they should wake up from their slumber. They should wake up to reality. They should step away from living in deceit and living in reality to see that, look, let's face this governance head on. Let's face insecurity. Yeah, like Jonathan, like you said, Buhari tried to say, it's damage control was saying. He said he won the war technically, and, because when he said it, like we say, is it because he's interested in 2027? That is why, because he also need to get some vote from the north as from former Buhari supporter. Because what he said was obvious. It was clear. The whole world was aware that the Boko Haram named the late president Muhammad Buhari to be their spokesperson in negotiating. So it wasn't as if he was making it up. Whether he succeeded in the war against Boko Haram or not, it is left for Nigeria to judge today.
To judge, yes.
Because it's not as if the reports are not before us. So I don't see why he's trying to be economical with
words. Now, Okafor, the Jonathan we're talking about, the wife has come out and said they don't have anything to do with the presidency anymore. But of course, we have seen Jonathan be holding meetings and making statements and dropping some dues in some places. Are you sure Jonathan will come?
Nobody is sure Jonathan will come other than God. Even Jonathan himself is not sure whether he will come or not.
Have you entered the religious space?
Like I've always said, tomorrow is mystery,
yes,
unknown to anybody. The wife spoke according to that day. Between that day and now,
so many things have
happened. And Jonathan has also not told us that the wife is now the political spokesperson. There was never a time Jonathan said that, so we don't misunderstand that. Let me be clear. Nobody is saying Jonathan is going to divorce the wife. I mean, they could even separate before then, before 2027. Anything that has starting can have an end. So let's not throw a big gate. They just finished fighting COVID. The wife just finished seeing dead bodies along Africa when they now came and divorced after 27 years.
See, they didn't see the dead bodies.
They didn't see the dead bodies. So a lot of things can happen. But more seriously, it is becoming increasingly possible to believe that Jonathan should run. Not because there is no other Nigerian that can do better, there are, but for political equation purpose. A lot of Nigerians believe P2B will do well, P2B will balance the southern presidency, 8 years, then he goes to the north again, 8 years. But he is still constitutionally allowed to serve for more years after that. So, but the person that all the question is settled for is Jonathan.
Okay, before Jonathan, the question is settled for what we are looking at. A little digression, just to tease you on something. Now, Showore has brought up the case of Kano to the Bear because I knew he visited Jonathan on this matter. Now, the Southeast look away. That's the governors, especially, and some other of the elite. And some of them, I read, said that they should keep Kano there, that they don't want him out. Now, they've all moved to a government that refused to listen, or they are all moving to a government that refused to listen, that one of their own should be released. Are they sacrificing Kano? The leaders of the Southeast and the members, the people of the Southeast want Kano out?
Well, it's the Kano's case.
Is it very...
not necessarily. It shouldn't be. Just because it wasn't this government that brought him in. And the way he was brought in, is still being challenged in court. There's not much you can do when things like that are still there.
Okay, let me challenge you on that quickly. This government did not bring him in. The people that had pardon, the government also did not convict them, or it was not under that.
Other than that, we have always said, and we have always seen in this country, whether matters are in court or not, there are always political solutions. For example, the state of emergency in Rivers State. Secondly, the case of Natasha of the National Assembly. These were cases that were before the court of law, and political solution was applied. And the matter resolved. What is so difficult?
Hold on.
That
wasn't his question. His question was whether the Southeastern are sacrificing. You didn't allow me to come, so you just picked it.
Okay.
You can't.
I will give you time. I will give you time.
You can't,
because I don't like the line of thought you are following.
Yeah, you can't blame the people for sacrificing him because they don't have the authority.
Not the people. Not the people.
I'm coming.
Not the people.
No, you can't blame the Southeastern governors for sacrificing him when they do not have. They only have power of appeal. Okay, they don't have the power of release. The only person that has the power of release today is Asiwaju. Do you understand me? The person that has the power to release Nnamdi today is Asiwaju. Showore has started a campaign, like we see. Let them continue with the campaign and let's see where it leads. We can't sit here and evaluate completely because Carlo, rightly or wrongly, was charged, though they've not been able to prove it, the case is still in court, was charged for terrorism and treason and all that. Those are not mere things. You just hold the governors who even, some of them came in when Carlo has already been held. So you don't just
Then we saw Governor Oti delve into the issue and told us on several occasions that he has spoken to the president on this matter and that can will be released. But beyond
why has president not released him?
But no, hold on. But beyond,
so I ask you, why has president not released him?
We don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is that every other governor in the southeast has kept mute on this.
See, because you didn't know. You only got to know when he told you.
Yes. They should also come out and tell us.
You are not a houseboy. They could choose to tell you and choose not to tell you.
Philip, you are on something on this matter. Why are they not seeking for a political solution?
Well, that is up to them. I don't know why they're not seeking. But again, from what you just said, if Uti has spoken to the president over Israel, that means there's a process, a political solution process. You know, on Sowore, reaching out to leaders, reaching out to to Jonathan particularly, because that's what interests me. All of a sudden, Sowore now realized that Jonathan is somebody, is a factor whose voice is needed to get things done
at this particular
time. But before now, the same Sowore has prized Jonathan as priceless and clueless, incompetent. What has he seen? So that also brings us back to the fact that the Jonathan re-entry into the race
is very obvious.
It's very obvious, and for Sowore to go to Jonathan, it shows that there's something we are not seeing,
and it was well publicized.
And that is why Okafor said, from more education, it shows that everybody wants that Jonathan should run. Even I can say, from what I saw, that Sowore is even on that opinion that Jonathan should run. If not, I don't see why Sowore should go to
Jonathan, because he was a fierce critic of Jonathan. Now, in rounding up, Jonathan, as we look at him, the southeast is gone, the south is gone, as in the leaders. I'm not saying it's people. Does he have a base?
Yes. Jonathan's base is Nigeria. The only thing he needs to do is, he said they betrayed him in 2015. He needs to bring his pen and biro, write it down. The betrayers, certainly, they are likely to be from inside. How many of them are going to be within the political party I'm going to use?
Former PDP chairman. He's no longer there.
So let's just assume he's going to use PDP. It could be PDP, it could be any other party. So in the party I'm going to run with, how many of those betrayers are going to be in charge of anything? Now, people like Sarakida, for example, that were not in PDP when that happened, that are now in PDP. If I'm going to use PDP, will I be working with these people? Do you understand? So he needs to, empirically look at this is one by one. As a matter of fact, looking at this will determine the party he will use. If he has option, I think a fresh party, not necessarily a fresh party as a nomenclature, an entirely new party, different from PDP, might even work better for him if care is not taken.
Do you think the same thing?
I differ a little, because I feel he can still use PDP. And I want to zero on the name you mentioned, Saraki. Saraki fought him openly. If he has come back to say that we're working together, that he has to be careful. The man has also experienced, because going to a new party altogether, what is going for PDP is that PDP has structure across the nation.
But we saw an Obi that didn't have a structure.
Yes, and also saw the outcome of the 2023 election, because yes, it does not have structure. It has the follow-up. What was the outcome of the election? Were the follower able to defend the result? You need a political party with a structure to stand and defend
the political party that will not betray you.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. We'll leave it off here at this moment, looking at Jonathan and how it has sent quivers of fear into all the political parties, even the one that Okafor said they are not that relevant. All of them are afraid that Jonathan is coming. We'll be looking at all that happens, but we'll put our hands on Enugu State. I'll bring you the news as it breaks. Stay tuned.